Okay.
So today we will log into our SAP HANA server or S4 HANA server. Both are one and the same. So we will try to log into our server and we will see what are all the main important components we have in our HANA database. Right?
Okay.
So these are the important folders we have in our HDB. HDB is nothing but our HANA database. So this is our HDB HANA database. So under the HANA database we have our catalog. So this is our catalog, and then here we are having our um, content. So this is the catalog folder and this is the content folder, and under the under the catalog we have our schemas, and under the schemas we have the tables. Similarly here under the content folder we have our packages, and here we have our uh, info models or information views or information models. So this is our HDB. HDB is our HANA database. So this is our HDB, and then let me increase the font.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Anwar. Can you hear us?
Yes, there's an issue with my phone. That's why.
Okay, no problem. We're finally able to hear you.
Yes.
Our catalog, and so we are discussing the important folders we have in our HDB HANA database. So this is our content folder. So this is our HDB HANA database. Under the HANA database, these are the important folders we have. One is the catalog, and the second one is the content folder. And under the catalog, we have our schemas, and under the schemas, we have our tables. We have our, and then here under the content folder, we have our packages. These are the packages we have, and under the packages we have our information models or information views. Information models or information views. So these are the main folders we have in our HANA HDB. That is our HANA database. HDB stands for HANA database. So we will look at these important folders now when we log into our HANA server, HANA system. So most of the time we'll be working with these folders, right? So let me show you how to log into our system. So I will share these details for you. So go to the remote desktop, and then this is our address. So this is our address, and this is our username. So I will share those details for you.
Okay.
So this is what the desktop of our HANA server. Once we log into our remote desktop, this is the all of these are the details we are going to see in our desktop. So and here if you observe, we are having one notepad here contains BW on HANA, and if you try to double click on that, here you will see all the system credentials, right? So HANA Studio details. So host name is this, instance number, username, password. Similarly, we have BO, BODS, right? Because these are training servers, they will provide all the server details for us, all the systems details. So BW on HANA and SLT, and then SQL Server. So whenever we want to connect to our HANA Studio server, so these are the details, right? So these are the details we will be using. So our username is best and password is welcome123. So you have to enter these credentials when you log in for the first time, and from next time onwards it will automatically allows you to log in, right? So in this notepad you can find all the credential details in that notepad. So once we are here, uh, so first we will log into our SAP HANA Studio. So let us try to log into our SAP HANA Studio here. So this is our HDB HANA database, right? So when you try to double click on our HDB, so these are the folders, important folders we have discussed. So one is the catalog and the second folder is the content. So these are the two important folders we'll be working a lot. So this is our catalog folder and this is our content folder. And under the catalog, we have our schemas. These are called as the schemas. So you can go ahead and you can try to open any schema. So schemas are nothing but under the schemas, we will be able to store our tables. So schemas are stored, tables are stored under our schemas, right? And if you go ahead and if you try to open the tables, you will see what are all the tables that we have stored in this particular schema. So many tables are there, right? So whenever we are working in a project, so they will mention what is the schema we have to use for that particular project. So we will be using that particular schema whenever we are working in the project. They will mention, so this is the schema you have to use. So whatever the schema they mention to us, we will go ahead and we'll try to use that schema. And this is our second important folder called the content folder. And if you try to expand the content folder, here we have our packages. So these are called as our packages. So and if you go ahead and if you try to expand any package, under the package, we will be saving our information views or attribute views or calculation views. So in general, they are called as the information views or information models. Info models or info views. So these are the two important folders we'll be working a lot. So as a first step, what we'll do is we will try to create a schema for our training session. So whenever we want to create a schema, here if you observe, we are having this button here called SQL. So open SQL console for selected system. That means for this particular HDB HANA database, it will open up the SQL, right? So select the SQL. So here we can give our SQL queries. So we have there are SQL queries for each and every purpose, and we will also be discussing about the SQL queries. What are all the things we'll be doing, and especially in our going forward classes, whenever we are working with the synonyms, sequences. Whenever we are working with those concepts, we'll be specifically working with our SQL queries a lot, right? So as a first step, what we'll do is like we'll try to create a schema so that we can store our tables in that particular schema. So we will write a SQL query for creating a schema. So whenever we want to create a schema, we can give our SQL statement like create schema, and you like in our traditional ECC systems, we have to start the name of our custom developments with a Y or Z, right? The first alphabet has to start with a Y or Z. But here in S4 HANA, we don't have to follow that, naming convention. We don't have to start with either with a Y or a Z. We can give whatever name we want. So I will name our schema as Z training. Today is 29. So Z training 29. So this is the name of our schema. So, so create schema and then schema name. So this is our SQL query statement to create a schema. And here if you observe create and schema, they are being displayed in, kind of purple, dark purple shade. Why? Because they are the keywords. And whatever the name we give here, yeah, this SQL query will create a schema with this particular name Z training 29. So that is our schema name. And here, if you observe, there is this execute button. So we want to execute this our SQL query. So select the green button, that is the execute button. And here we got the message successfully executed. That means a schema is created with this name. And our schema name is Z training 29. So select the catalog, right click and try to refresh the catalog once. And because we have created a schema, we can go ahead and we can try to check our schema. So expand the catalog because it is starting with Z. We don't have to start with Z, but I just named it as Z training, right? But there is no hard and fast rule like our traditional ECC systems that we have to name our schemas starting with a YRC. We don't have that kind of naming convention, anything, right? We can give whatever name we want. So it has created a schema, Z training 29. This is our schema. So we have successfully created a schema. So now that we have created the schema, I will minimize our catalog. And then let's also create a package for our training session. So we can create the packages under the content folder. So select the content, right click, you can select new and package. We are interested in creating a new package for our training session. So I will name our package also as Z training 29. So I'll give the same name so that it will be easy for us to remember, right? So as soon as you select your cursor here, automatically whatever the name we are giving here, it will automatically by default for the description also it will take that name, right? So you don't have to go with that. If you want to give your own custom heading also, you can give it, right? So I will give it as because this is our training package. So I will give some description like training package. Right? So that is the description I am giving here, and then select the OK button. So we have successfully created a package. So let us try to check our package. So select the content button, right click and refresh. Now instead of expanding, and we can also filter our package. So select the content, right click, there is a filter packages. So I can give the name here, right? So Z training 29. So this is our package name. If it is an exact word, we can select the match whole word, right? If you don't select this, then whatever the part that have this, whatever the package name that has this string, it will pop up, right? So we are trying to filter our package here. And here if you expand, now it will filter our package among the list of packages. So it is trying to filter our package here. So we have created a schema, and we have also created a package. So, so this is our package.
Just a doubt.
Mhm.
What is the need to filter the package here?
Under the package, we are going to, like here, as we have mentioned in our, let me show you. So this is our package, right? So under the packages, we are going to save our information models or information views. So whenever we create whenever we create our own custom information models or information views, we need to have our own package to store them, to save them. So that is the reason we have created a package in this folder, content folder. Under the content folder, we have created our own package, and in that package, in our going forward classes, whenever we create the information models or information views, we are going to save them under this particular package. Right? So we have created a schema, and we have also created a package, and our schema name is Z. Our
Yes.
schema name is the training 29, and our package name is also the training 29. Because it will be easy to remember, we give the same name, but it is not mandatory. You can give a different name also, but because it will be easy for us to remember, I am using the same name here. And again, you don't have to start with a Y or a Z. You can give whatever name you want, right? Yeah. Are we fine till this point?
Just a doubt regarding this.
Hmm.
I just asked you what is the need to filter? You told that you need to filter the package, right?
Sorry, we need to.
Filter the package. Filter.
Oh, filtering. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I asked.
Oh, okay. What is the purpose of
Need
filtering?
for. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. See, if you don't filter, like for example, under the catalog, how many are there? So many are there here if you observe,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
instead of we going through all these schemas or all the packages, we can filter them so that it will only pop up our own, right? So
Okay.
like for
So the
example,
already
here.
created package will be filtered, right?
Yeah, after creating the package, then only we can filter. Filter means
Okay.
we only want to see our package. That's it. We are not
Yes.
bothered
Okay.
about the other packages.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Uh, so your doubt is clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of going and searching through all of them, if we know the name, we can just filter it out so that it will pop out our package or schema, right?
Okay.
So you know ABAP, right? Amar
Yes.
and
Yes.
uh, sorry, your
No,
name. I'm confusing you about your
Yeah. My
name.
name is Anwar.
No,
Anwar.
your name is Anwar. Uh, what's your name?
Nas,
Huh?
Nasila. Nasila.
Nasia. Okay, okay,
Na, okay.
okay. So Nasia, you know how to create a table in our normal SAP ABAP?
Ah, yeah, I know.
Okay. So
Miss, I just
Anwar,
want to ask you another doubt.
yeah.
Okay. Actually, I have worked on ABAP and also I have worked on CDS use as well.
Mm.
So this HANA is similar to CDS view, right? You need to apply that ABAP on like CDS view only. ABAP is HANA is similar to that, right?
See, actually, in S4 HANA, there are different areas.
Okay.
So there are different areas like uh, under the S4, we have different areas like modeling, right? And then we have another area like um, data transfer in this training. And when you are working in a project, maybe you will only be working on ABAP technical. that is SAP ABAP HANA. Only that part will be working, right? But there are
Okay.
also other
Actually,
areas in SAP HANA, like one is the modeling part, second one is the data transfer part, a third one is the SQL queries, right? Or SQL coding. And then fourth one is SAP ABAP HANA. SAP ABAP HANA. So under the SAP ABAP HANA part, CDS views will come.
okay. So I have used the CDS view in Eclipse, that application.
Correct. So CDS
So,
views, yeah, CDS views. You can also write CDS views in SQL console, or you can also work. You can also use CDS views in Eclipse also. Both ways you can do. Right? Some projects they work with the CDS views in SQL console, whereas in some projects they'll be working with the CDS views in Eclipse. So again, it depends from project to project. So in this
okay.
training, we are going to cover all the four areas. So all of these four
Okay.
areas comes under our S4 HANA.
Okay. So CDS view can be used in both Eclipse and this S4 HANA Studio as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay. So this is another application, right? S4 HANA Studio, similar to Eclipse.
Yes. Another application in the sense like here, just now we have created our schema, right? So we have created our, in our HANA Studio, we have created the schema. So here we have created our schema, right? So that is the place where we'll be using our SQL console. We will go through that. So these are the four areas we'll be covering in this S4 HANA training. So first one is the modeling, second area is the data transfer, third one is the SQL coding, and fourth one is the SAP ABAP HANA. And if you know all the four areas, it will be better for you. Why? Because in the actual companies, one team will be working on modeling, another team will be working on SAP. This is called as migration, data transfer, right? And another team will be working on SQL queries, SQL coding, and another team will be working on SAP ABAP HANA. So in a company, especially if you are working in a big MNC, you may not get chance to work in all of the four areas. You may get chance to work in only one of the area, right? But interview point of view, you should be aware of what goes, what are the, what are all the activities that are covered in modeling, what activities are covered in data transfer, SQL coding, SAP ABAP HANA. So interview point of view, you need to know all the four areas. But when we are working, especially when you are working in an MNC, you will not get a chance to work in all the four areas. Maybe you will working either one of the areas.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Any other doubts? So, okay. So in our traditional ECC system, we know how we will be creating a table. We go to the T code SE11 and we will create our tables in SE11, and we have to define all the technical properties. We have to define all those things. We have to define the field name. If it is a custom data element, we have to define the type of the data, length of the data, short description of the data of the field. So we have to define all those things, and then only we can put data into the table, right? So that is our traditional ERP systems. But whereas in our S4 HANA, we can directly upload the data from a CSV file. So whenever you want to work with the create a table in S4 HANA. Whenever you want to create a table in S4 HANA, you can directly upload the data from a CSV file into the table. You can directly do that. So it is not a two-step process. In S4 HANA, it is a single step process, right? So here generally what happens is, whenever we have to create a table and whenever we have to insert the data into the table, they will give us the CSV file format, or they may also give normal file also, but we have to make sure that we convert that file into the CSV format. So I have one file here called test file, and let me show you the properties of this file. So this is the CSV of type .csv, right? So this is our file name. So our file name is test file. So we are having some data in this file. So let us see what is the data we have. We have some customer number, product ID, and then we have the product name, right? Product name, price, quantity, currency, unit. So all of these are the, so I can also go ahead and basically this is our upload file. This is the data we want to upload in our table. So the requirement is we have to create a table and we have to upload the data in the table. So that is the requirement. So this is our file. So let me save it. Right. So let us see how we can create a table in our S4 HANA, and our file name is test.file. So do you want to save your changes? Yes. Save it to save our file. So in case if the meeting gets disconnected, please connect again to the same meeting. Okay. So let's go to our HANA Studio. So let us go to our SAP HANA Studio. I'm not able to see the session. Okay. Okay, let me connect again. Let me connect to our HANA Studio. It is not 11 to connect. This HANA servers, actually, whatever the servers we are getting, they are not at all good. Okay. Okay. So we have our file, test file, right? The file name is test file on our desktop, and there is some data in that file, and we want to directly upload the data into a table. So this is how we are going to do it. So go to the file and then select the import tab. And then here you go to SAP HANA. Okay, you go to SAP HANA content, and then you select the data from local file, because we want to upload the data from the local file that is there on our desktop. So select data from local file and select the next button. And then select our HDB, HANA database, and select the next button. So here, select the browse the file that we want to upload. So go to our desktop, and then our file name is test file. So this is our file we want to upload. This is the data we want to upload. So it will allow only CSV or Excel type of files, right? So you can always go with the CSV files. So select the open button. And then, so this is the file we want to, this the data in this file we want to insert into our table. And then header row exists. So select this checkbox, because there is a heading in the for the rows of our file. And then import all data. We want to import all the data that is there in that file. And then schema. We have created our own schema, right? So we can select our schema. So our schema name is Z Training 29. So that is our schema. So this is our schema. So we want to save this table under this particular schema. And table name, what is the name you want to give for our table? So our table is having some customers and products. So let me say _product, _prod table. So this is our table name, _prod. So with this name, we want to save the table under this particular schema, and this is the name we want to have for our table, right? And then you can select the next button. So when you do that, automatically it will show what are all the fields we are having: customer ID, product name, price, quantity, currency, and automatically it will map to the fields. So this is the field name, customer ID, product name, price, quantity, currency, unit. And automatically, depending on the data that we have in the file, it will automatically take the length of that field, and data type. Automatically it will take the n varchar. So in our traditional ERP systems, we'll use character type of data. Whenever we use the character type of data, the same thing here, they call it as n varchar, right? That means it will hold the variables, it will hold the character type of data, all kind of data, numeric. N stands for numeric, variables, character, and varchar, right? Small integer. So for the price, automatically it is taking a small int. For quantity, tiny int, right? So all the data types, if you observe, automatically it is taken, and the length also it is automatically taken. So we don't have to mention anything here. All we have to do is, like, we just have to mention the main key or the primary key.
Okay,
And
so
one
in the
more,
ERP system, we need to define all the character data
Correct,
types and right.
correct. In
Now
the
it's
ERP,
so
in our
simple here.
traditional ERP systems, we have to define all this. We have to give the
Okay.
field name, we have to give the type of the data, length of the data, and short description of the data. We have to provide for each and every field. But here, automatically, based on the our upload file data, it is automatically mapping, right?
Okay.
It is automatically deciding what type of data it can, that particular field can hold. And one more
Okay.
thing, the only thing we have to do here is like we have to select the what is the main key or the primary key for that particular for that particular table. So that we have to mention. So
Right.
here I have selected the customer ID as the main key or the primary key. And one more thing I want to highlight here is storage type. Storage type, it is saying it as column store. So it is the column type of storage. Here, if you observe, there are two different types of storage types. One is the column storage and second one is the row storage. So automatically by default. So this is another main difference between the traditional ERP systems and our S4 HANA systems. In our traditional ERP systems, by default, the storage type is row storage, whereas in our S4 HANA, by default, the storage type is column store, right?
Okay.
So that will be taken by default. And suppose like if you want to change the name of the field, you can very well do that. Or if you want to, you can change them here, right? Instead of unit, suppose if you want to name it as units, right? So you can change it. It will not be a problem. Or suppose if you want to add a new field at this particular point also, you can do that. So there
Okay.
is this plus button, or you can rearrange these fields. If you want to change the sequence also, this move down, move up arrow is there. Or if you want to delete a particular field, minus button is there. Or if you want to add a new field also, there is this add column. So you can add it at this point, right? So I will
So,
name
so
this.
here, yeah. So here there is no need